I'm down here in Charlotte at the Charlotte PPA tournament, and I came down here because I wanted to answer the question, can a senior pro compete with pro players? And so I entered the pro division, not the senior pro division, and had to play in the qualifier yesterday. And the answer I discovered, at least for me, is no. Because I played in the qualifier yesterday and got blown out. Now, a little background, I'm a senior pro player. I'm ranked 9th in the world. I've won a PPA tournament. I've placed second several times, third, fourth. So I'm a decent senior pro player. I can compete with just about everybody out there at the senior pro level. But I entered this tournament and I played two guys. They were both about half my age, 25 and 27. And I couldn't compete against them. I really got blown out by them. It was a no contest. And as I've analyzed why I got beaten so easily by them, I've come up with 3 reasons. And they all are related to speed. The difference between a 25-year-old and a 52-year-old. And the speed, it looks like this. The first aspect of it is what I'll call lateral quickness. And what do I mean by that? By lateral quickness, you're trying to get to the kitchen line, and then you're covering the passing shot. And so take me, and this is, an imperfect analogy. I'm not a scientist, but my reach is about 6 feet in terms of arm to arm. So split second quickness, I can cover about 6 feet. I think that a pro, these guys could cover about 1.5 feet more than me. Now what does that mean? If you take 1.5 feet on each side of me, split second quickness, all of a sudden these guys can cover not 6 feet, but they can cover 9 feet. Now keep in mind, a pickleball court is 20 feet wide. And so the difference between somebody being able to cover 9 feet as opposed to 6 feet is ginormous in terms of how you position yourself on the court and the way you're able to close the angles on the court. So shots that I would routinely hit in the senior pros, which would be by my opponent, they were not only able to get there, but they were able to actually do something with it as well. So that was the primary thing I was seeing in terms of why I was being so ineffective with these guys. I think there are 2 other elements of speed as well. The first is the second is acceleration. Most players, whether it's senior pro or pro, you're standing about 6 feet behind the baseline to return. Now keep in mind, a court is 44 feet long, so half of the court is 22 feet, and then you take into account the kitchen, and so from baseline to the kitchen is 15 feet, and then you're standing 6 feet behind for the return. So that's what, 21 feet? So you need to cover 21 feet after the return to get to that kitchen line to try to cut off the volley. My guess, and it is a guess, is that they are pros are getting to the kitchen line about 1/2 second, I don't think a full second, 1/2 to 3/4 of a second faster than a senior pro. Now you think to yourself, a 1/2 second, how much of a difference can that be? Well, really, you're getting to that line in 2.5 seconds. So if you're able to shave a 1/2 second off of that, that's a tremendous amount of difference, because getting to that kitchen line, all of a sudden you're able to cut off angles that were open for passing shots that you can no longer hit because they're there. So their acceleration, their ability to get to that kitchen line, I think is about 1/2 second faster than me. The final element of quickness was recovery. As I said, their lateral quickness, their ability to cover more court on either side is quicker, but their ability, once they've stretched, to rebound, if you will, to get back, is about 1/4 of a second, I think, faster than me. And so while I would have been reached out and trying to recover to get back to center, they're able to do that 1/4 of a second faster than me. Now again, I'm just estimating, but 1/4 of a second makes all the difference. So those elements, the lateral quickness, the acceleration, and the recovery, are what made the difference. From a power perspective, I don't know that they're hitting the ball any harder than I am. But the saying is true: power thrills, but speed kills. And so what's my conclusion from this little experiment? I think this is the reason why you don't see 52-year-olds in the main draw. They're things that Father Time takes away that you can't necessarily get back. With training and with other things, could I get back to the point where I'm moving like these guys? And the answer, I think, is no. I think time just takes from you some things. So what a great experience, though. And I'm looking forward to getting back to trying to beat the best in the world over 50 and enjoying watching guys on the court who are 20 and 30 battling it out. So thanks for listening.